Hello everybody and welcome back to Zeiss Innovation Rocks. Today is rock number 2. Last week we had our first show, our launch rock so to speak, and we covered a lot of interesting things and had a wonderful guest. My name is Ryan, I'm your host, and over the next couple of weeks we'll discover the latest Zeiss technologies and innovations. We'll discuss trends and features within the industry. There are going to be some exciting product demos with Jay Elipano and his guests, and of course we're going to have expert talks. Each rock has 2 parts. This, the show on a Tuesday, and then a free webinar on the Thursday where we really dive into the topic and take a lot more time, but more about that later on. Now, what is today all about? Well, today we are going to talk about the latest Zeiss X-ray solutions. There's going to be a talk, then a demonstration with Jay and his guest, and then we're going to continue our talk. Now, I could tell you everything I know about X-ray technologies, but then this rock would probably be over within the next couple of seconds. Luckily, we have a very knowledgeable guest with us today. Please join me in welcoming Petra Schmidt, Head of X-ray. Welcome, Petra. Hi Petra, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for being here today. Now,
My
Petra,
pleasure.
we were talking backstage earlier, and you said we're entering a new dimension of X-ray technology. Now, that sounds like there's a lot of new things to come.
Oh yes, absolutely. We are constantly growing our Zeiss X-ray series with great innovation. And this year, we got some extra push through our colleagues from GOM.
What strengths does the addition of GOM in the Zeiss X-ray portfolio bring?
I think the biggest benefit for our customers is actually the strengths that GOM brings into the portfolio with the evaluation software. So GOM Inspect as evaluation software for CT data is a real enrichment for our Zeiss X-ray portfolio. And especially since in this 2020 version, we will add some extra features specifically for our CT customers. And this will be all concluded in a new product, which is called GOM Volume Inspect.
A new product. Let's take a closer look. Ah, fantastic. What is so appealing about GOM Volume Inspect?
So first of all, GOM Volume Inspect is building on all the strengths of GOM Inspect Professional. A lot of customers are actually already using that software very successfully today. They appreciate the vast metrology features of that software. They appreciate the modern user interface, the ease of use in automation the software. And already in the past, some CT customers were using that for their metrology evaluation. Now we added, in addition to these metrology functionalities, more specific CT volume viewing functionalities. So now customer can also look at their CT volume. They can walk through the volume in slices, looking at the gray values. Thereby they can choose their angle from different direction, whatever they need. We even added some first defect detection capability based on methods. We added enhanced CT user workflows. We added filtering functionalities. So I think in that combination of metrology software and volume viewing function, I think it's going to be really a big benefit for the customers and a very cost-efficient solution as well.
It's fantastic. So many things. Now, let's take a look at hardware.
Some customers might actually remember that 2 years ago, GOM introduced a CT system on the control show. Now we took that system and included it into the Zeiss X-ray series under the name of Metrotome 6 Scout. So customers have just one more option in finding the perfect system to solve their application. The particular strength of the Metrotome 6 Scout is for plastic companies that have a strong need for metrology and in addition need that extra bit of resolution and sharpness in the image. This comes with some great ease of use features that typically the application engineers really love.
Let's have a look at some of those ease of use features with Jay and Philip, who are going to go into a bit of a demonstration. Over to you, Jay.
Thank you, Petra and Ryan. Appreciate it. I am here with Philip. Philip, thank you for joining us to show us the system. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me, Jay. My name is Philip Dobberkar, and I'm application engineer for the new Metrotome 6 Scout. And I will tell you a little bit about it today and show you how it works.
That sounds great, because the first thing I notice is it's definitely a lot smaller than what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing these big things, and I can actually almost even touch the top of it, and I'm not a big guy.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's also one thing we spend a lot of attention to, is to make it as small as possible and get a nice small footprint. But as you know, footprint is not everything, so the most important thing is that we designed the system so that it's really easy to use, and even you can use it.
Oh,
if you like to.
that's a bold statement, because I'm not very good. But anyway, can we have a look at that?
Yeah, of
See
course.
what it is? Because I kind of want to measure my first CT part.
You know, this is really easy. So first step, just move the system to the loading position, which will open the door and put the part in.
Okay, perfect. That looks cool. You told me this was really easy, so I hope it's...
I said so. It will be, I'm sure.
Okay.
Perfect position. After this, close the door.
Yep. Hold on, I just got to see that. It just looks cool.
It's nice, right?
It's super cool.
Okay, so if the door is closed, we just have to push one more button.
Okay.
And now we're back at the software. Yeah?
Okay.
So you put the part in, but the first really important thing is to position the part in the best perfect measurement position.
Okay.
And this typically requires a lot of manual influence. Yeah? So the part has to be magnified nicely, it has to be centered exactly in the rotation axis, and this typically can really take a while. Yeah? The operator has to shift the part, maybe open the door again, and so on. But we just do it in one click with the software.
Okay, great. That sounds hard to do.
Yes, but in the software it is really easy. I will show you. Yeah? So we've used this button first. Now we go to this one. This is a measurement positioning. Yeah? So you will see in a moment the light turns on, the axes are moving, and then we get two pictures and we choose what is our part, and then the positioning is done.
Wow, that does sound easy.
Right, it is.
Okay, so the
So
light...
you see, the light is turning on. This means X-ray is on. Now we should get a picture in a moment, and then we can choose our part. The axis will move the part now to a position where we can definitely see it, and then with a little bit of manual influence, we can center it really nicely.
Perfect, perfect. Again, down to one button push, so I can see where... did that used to take a lot of time to do that position? Or?
Yes, it really took a long time.
Yeah.
I heard of some operator who put the part in, then they realized, oh, it's not perfect, so you have to open the door again, adjust your part a little bit, close the door again, and this maybe a few times until it's perfect.
Yep. And now it's just one button push, and we got something.
It is. We get two pictures of the part. We can use this green rectangle to tell the software what is actually our part and what is the fixture.
Okay.
Just confirm with OK. And you will see on the screen how the part is now moving in the perfect position. Yeah, you see it's getting bigger, it's filling the detector completely. And just to show you that it's really nicely centered, I will manually rotate it a little bit, and you will directly see how nicely it is now in the middle of the screen.
It is definitely centered, and that is definitely something I can do, those 4 clicks. So,
Yeah, right. And then, if you've done so, the next step is always to determine the measurement parameters. This means X-ray parameters, detector parameters, and this typically also requires a lot of user experience.
Sure.
That's why people are afraid of using CT, because they are not sure, how do I do it? Yeah, what's the right way to do it? Might this influence my measurement results? So what we did is, we put it into a function which can automatically determine these parameters.
Okay, so all of that knowledge that you had to know before how to do it, you've just brought down to another click?
Yeah, right, exactly. Just one click. So same menu bar, just the next button, this one, will automatically determine the parameters. Wow. And if this is done, just one last button to actually measure the part, give it a name, press OK, and now the measurement starts. Give it a few moments, and then we have our result.
So it sounds like within the span of about 5 or so clicks, you've taken what used to take a lot of knowledge about centering, and power, and made it easy enough to that anyone could use. I guess even me.
You're completely right. Yes, and not only the clicks, also the user experience that was required before to do so. So, yeah, that makes the whole process much easier.
Okay, so to sum up, you've taken out the complexity. You've made it simpler to use, but you've increased the reproducibility from user to user all in one shot.
You're right, completely, yeah.
Wow, that is...
And this is all about the system.
Okay, there's about 15 seconds on the counter, and I think there's a few more seconds after the counter comes out.
Yes, right, it's nearly finished, but after the last picture is taken, we actually do 2 more pictures to make sure that the part hasn't moved during the scan. So this is why it's taking a little bit longer than what the system's telling you, but it's only a few seconds and then we're done.
Sure. Just a really impressive system, going from all of those manual interventions to nothing. And looks like the light's off, so that means the X-ray's off?
Yes, the measurement is finished, and now we can have a look at the results in the GOM Volume Inspect software, and I will show you some of the really nice new functionalities that we have inside.
Great. Yeah, let's have a look.
So what we see here is already the volume renderer. Yeah? This is a new function to us. Before we were only able to show meshes, surfaces, but now I can also show you volume data. So look at this. You can already see some small cavities in here.
Yep.
And you see the different colors of the materials. This means different densities. Yeah? So you directly get a really good impression of how is your part, does everything fit, is it like it should be. Yeah?
That's a beautiful rendering. It looks like a CAD model.
Yes, right. It's a nice scan. And maybe if you have found something like these porosities here, you want to have a look closer into the part.
Sure.
So what we can also do is use such a section, just cut the part and have a look directly at the volume slices. This really gives you a big improvement when looking at CT data, because now you can really see every small detail on your part. You can scroll through your volume to whichever position you like, and you will see all the small defects. Actually, no customer wants to see them, but they are there, and this is really important to them because this might influence the quality of the part.
Sure. So that's a material void. That is definitely me coming from a CMM world. I am not used to being able to see material voids, so that's definitely something special.
Yes, this is really the nice thing about CT and CT software, because you can see everything of your part. And now that you have seen those defects or these cavities, you might not only want to see them, you want to analyze them. Yeah? And this is leading us to the third new function in GOM Volume Inspect, which is our new defect analyze function. Yeah? So let me show it to you. You can get results like this, same scan, just one click, and you get a color representation for all the voids. What is the size of them? Are they in or out of the tolerance? All this information.
So you've just analyzed in literally one click all of the voids and separated them into small, medium, large, all kind of in one shot. So in about 6 or 7 clicks, we've gone from putting the part in to measuring it to analyzing all the voids. And wow, that's very impressive.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's the idea of the system. Yeah? Make it easy for the user. Go through the whole process in one software, really easy to use. Everyone can use it, even you.
That is definitely something easy enough for me to use. Well, I appreciate it. Can we grab the part and
of course.
Open it up?
Open the door. There it is. Up to you.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab this because I am very proud of it. Philip, thank you very much.
Easiest thing for me, Jay, no problem.
It is absolutely easy. This is the easiest demo I've done this whole time. So with that, I'll hand it back to the studio. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Jay. Thank you very much, Philip. Seems like you were having a lot of fun. Good. Petra, let's talk a bit more about the X-ray series. What else is happening in this field?
Oh, a lot is happening in that field. This much I can tell you. So maybe let me start with the Metrotome family. Some customers might remember that last year we introduced the Metrotome 1500 in its 3rd generation. And a lot of customers picked on that system and are very successfully using it. And actually also we explored new application on that system. We took one very modern field or one very innovative field currently, battery cells for new energy vehicles. So when you have your battery cell, whether you really need to get a high resolution scan out of just one region of interest of that battery, or you really need to do a fast quick chat on the entire battery cell, you can get it both. And in addition, if you have to scan your entire battery module, that size approximately, you can also do that. And this is possible since the system has a smart design concept where you have a large scanning volume on a really small footprint. That smart design concept we now also transfer to the Metrotome 800 with 225 kV. So customers are also now saving floor space for that particular system. And last but not least, not to forget, we also have for the Metrotome 800 and 1500 system also offering now our customers DAX certification as a service.
Fantastic. So many new features, so many new innovations. That's terrific to hear. Speaking of innovations, what innovations have you got regarding the production environment?
Of course, we did not forget about our production customers. If we take our look towards light metal casting companies, ZEISS is really the only company offering the full solution suite of CT inline inspection. So all the way from a system, even with an automation if the customer want to, reconstruction, data evaluation, and reporting functionality. And all of that suite out of one hand. And in all the different pieces of that chain, we added new innovation. Let me just pick some of those. So from the system side, we introduced the new Volumax F1500 Thunder. It's the first system in the market that being truly a CT system with a pass-through conveyor belt, saving takt time for our customers, which is of course very important on the production shop floor. Also in the reconstruction, we, for example, introduced short scan functionality. So you don't have to rotate your part 360 degrees. Again, saving time for the customer. Turning more towards the evaluation side, our software, ZEISS Automated Defect Detection, is actually the only software in the market that really inline can not only detect the defects, that's the way around,
Glad I don't have to say.
but also classify the defects. Yeah? And now in the latest version, we can even find finer porosities in very, very small pores. And jointly with the ZEISS PyWeb reporting software, we have new capabilities of then in the end visualizing these defects. So you see, I could go on for hours and hours actually.
Yeah, it's great. It's so good to hear how you guys, you just keep going and keep pushing and keep innovating and adding features. And the focus always being on the customer and their needs and their requirements. So let's stick with that. Let's stick with the customer. What do you think is the biggest benefit or the biggest benefits for the customer in these latest developments?
Honestly, I think the biggest benefit for the customer is that we truly look at their application and care about their problem. So we are taking the broad portfolio of system, software, services and accessories and tie it together such that we solve the application and the problem of the customer. And this, of course, as it comes with ZEISS, we are always close to our customers, locally there for them in good or bad times. And so I really invite our customers to check out the latest news and of course stay tuned for more innovation to come.
Fantastic, wonderful. Thank you so much, Petra, for being here today. Thank you for sharing all these great insights and telling us more about the latest X-ray technologies. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, if you would like to find out more about this topic, then I suggest and I invite you to tune in to our free webinar on Thursday. All the links on how to register can be found below. Now, we are going to be back next Tuesday with our third Innovation Rock, and the topic for that is Connect to Productivity from the Cloud. We're going to have a demonstration and we're going to have fantastic guests. Also, I want to make you aware of our Measuring Hero Award. It's the first time we're doing this, and it's our way to give back to the community and to celebrate the work of those unsung heroes out there. So make sure you check out the award and find out how to apply. My name is Ryan. It was a pleasure being your host, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.